There's an amendment at the desk. The clerk will report the amendment.
Mariani moves to amend Senate File Number 802, the third engrossment as amended, and the amendment is coded A85.
Representative Mariani.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members. That is my amendment. It does a few things to make some technical finance changes in order to keep our bill within our committee target and to remain balanced. It also takes out a Representative Quam language for a cannabis study bill for traffic stop study, for traffic stops. What we're trying to do here is to get at the issue of how do we know, similar to knowing about alcohol, how do we know whether someone is psychoactively under the influence to the danger of the public. It's a big policy issue across the country. The research has basically been done, and so what we're doing with this particular language is switching that over to a road test. It actually saves us some money. The bulk of this amendment is language that comes over from a bill that Representative O'Neill has been working on for at least a couple of years with ignition interlock. So we were able to move funds around to be able to afford that good public policy. And Madam Chair, Madam Speaker, members, that's my amendment.
There's an amendment to the amendment. The clerk will report the amendment.
Dean moves to amend the Mariani amendment to Senate File 802, the third engrossment, and the amendment to the amendment is coded A89.
Representative Dean.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members. This amendment to the amendment makes some slight changes to a provision in the bill that looks at quantities of cannabis relative to the associated crimes for which an individual has been charged. I myself and others have been working with county attorneys over the past several months to try to make sure that we get this right and something that they won't object to. And I think it's a good direction for us to be moving, and so I ask for your support.
Discussion to the Dean amendment. Seeing none, all those in favor of the Dean amendment, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. The motion prevails. The amendment to the amendment is adopted. On the underlying amendment, is there any discussion? Representative O'Neill.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Chair Mariani, for including the ignition interlock into the bill and into this amendment. This is something you and I both have worked on this session, and I have worked on this in prior years, and it made it all the way to the governor's desk, and unfortunately in the large bill it was vetoed. So, and this bill is actually better than it was before, so we worked on it even more. So I appreciate a yes vote on this, and thank you for including it.
Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. The motion prevails. The amendment is adopted.